Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 1st to the 15th, 2021 money and career reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Leo. September 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Alright, these ones here. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy if we're born on the cusp with Cancer, or if we have Cancer within our natal chart. This is going to be coming through very powerfully as a rooting, as a grounding power for us. And then we have Strength, which is ourselves coming through. We are represented by the Strength card in the Major Arcana. We're represented by the Wands in the Minor Arcana. So we have this strength as we ascend towards our power, towards what we love. We have the Seven of Wands here. We have to be very mindful of when we fight and when we don't, and what we're fighting for. We have the Ten of Cups. This is, and they all live happily ever after. There's a sense of happiness here, but like, there's also the sense of, I want to be able to progress forward. I want to be able to move towards more. And what I always think of when I see this card, the Ten of Cups, and especially here right now, it's better to be king of a cottage than servant in a castle. And I really love that for you and just for everybody here, Leo, just to be able to say, but can I be happy? You know, am I happy? I had a professor in college who would always ask that, like, are you happy? And I used to think, what does that matter? You know, are you successful? Are you pushing? Are you going more and more? And then as I've lived, and I just hear her words in my head, you know, saying, you know, Dane, are you happy? It's like, oh, that is everything. And she was right when saying that's everything. And so here, that's what we're going to have to ask ourselves when we're fighting for more, when we want always that more, that pushing that carrot out. We have the Two of Swords, and there's a path opening up, especially emotionally, that we hadn't thought of before. Like, we didn't think that we could move forward this way. And then the Eight of Wands is like, we get swept up in it. And that's a really good thing. The Three of Wands is there's a new horizon moving us forward. And the Judgment is a sense of finding our balance, finding our harmony, finding our greater understanding, the way that we want to move forward, the place that we're going, what we're headed for. Let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Leo needs to be mindful of? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. And this is the Princess of Pentacles. This is making money our only aim. This is, you know, getting caught up in somebody who's a bit of a diva when it comes to spending. They might not have a budget, and we might have a budget. And they're like, oh, well, you know, can't you just, can't you just ignore things and go after what it is that you want? And there's going to be a part of us that says, yeah, of course I can. Like, pamper yourself, treat yourself. And then there's going to be another part of us that says, heck, I have a budget. You know, this is for a reason. I'm saving because I want to have a better future, not just instantaneous gratification. So we have to be very mindful of this, because we're going to be tempted, definitely, to say, you know what, why not? I deserve this. And it's not a fact that, you know, whether we deserve it or not, it's a fact that we're preparing for something greater, something more. And if this person wants to be irresponsible with their money, that's fine. That's on them. It's not going to be on us. It moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Holistic health. I love, love, love this card. It's our root chakra. It's telling us to get back into focus, back into alignment with our rooted self. To say, you know what? I need to follow what my body is saying. I need to embrace alternative medicines, alternative ideas, you know, to be able to open up my mind to lead me forward. Holistic health is saying, what does my body need? What is my body saying to me? Very recently, I've been on a journey of barefoot walking, which sounds so weird because I've had always so much problems with my feet. I have flat feet like my mom, and I just am watching her, and she's having a harder time moving and moving. And I thought, there has to be something, you know, there has to be something to stop this, to be able to move free and easy. And I've just been researching barefoot, walking barefoot, you know, shoes. And also there's been, you know, vitamins that melt in your mouth, and, you know, acupuncture, and all these different alternative things that have us align with our body, have us come back into our body's health, like have us come back into our natural gait, come back into healing ourselves, not through looking for a quick fix. And so holistic health is saying, how do I make my body healthy so that I can progress forward to make more money, to bring in prosperity, to call forward my wealth, to advance in my career, so that I'm not chronically tired, so that I'm not, you know, always sick. This is a sense of saying, I come back to my holistic me. I come back to my true, open, and honest me. And as I do so here, and as we do so here, what we're going to find is that we rise. What we're going to find is that we can rise up over hurts and pains and disappointments, doubts and despairs, to be able to see ourselves more clearly, also to be able to see what we want. Because there's going to be a huge thing during this time. What do I want? Now, that's what everybody else wants from me. What is it that I can do to impress everybody else? But what is it that I want? What is it that will make me happy? And this is going to be a time here, Leo, that we really start asking ourselves this question, and really start saying, how can I rise within my heart, within my soul, within myself? And it brings us to us. It brings us to strength. And strength isn't brute force strength. Our world tends to get this wrong. When we think of strength, when most people think of strength, we think of these huge bodybuilders, we think of these big cars, we think of, you know, just something that is overpowering. When I think of strength, I think of my great-grandma. And I think of the strength of her will, the strength of her tenacity and power. She passed away at 98. I mean, she was the strongest woman I knew, who lived through 2 world wars, depression, you know, abusive husband, everything. And yet was the loveliest person. And that's strength. That's strength, to be able to live through pain and poverty and hunger and doubt and fear and abuse, and still be able to smile and not see the world as a cruel, horrible place. That's real strength. Strength is quiet. Strength is kind. Strength is something that we overlook in this world, and we think it has to be everything else. It just doesn't. Strength is the power of our hearts and embracing again our holistic being, who we truly are. and what we truly love in this world, coming from a place of love and light and kindness. And it leads us to the Page of Cups. It leads us, not the Page of Cups, the Ten of Cups. It leads us to happiness. And they all live happily ever after. But you see, the storybooks get it wrong. They describe one happily ever after, one Disney fairy tale, right? And they say that's it. But happiness is different for each and every person. For some, it's a house with kids filled in it. For others, it's living with a partner or going for long walks with their dog or whatever it is. We get to embrace our own happiness, not trying to fit into somebody else's mold and say, well, this is what happiness, this is what success looks like, this is what I have to be. And so within our inner selves, this is one of the things we could be fighting against. My happiness doesn't look like everybody else's happiness. My passion doesn't look like everybody else's passion. I don't have to defend myself. I don't have to fight against what other people declare I should want, I should need. I get to be me. And as I am me, I'm embracing my power, my understanding, my intuition, my integrity, myself. Also within our inner self, we're going to have this real sense of, I need to defend what I want and why. I need to fight for where I stand and how I've gotten here. This is a time to be very wise, who we give our energy to and why we give our energy to them. It brings us to the Two of Swords. It brings us to this place emotionally where we start to see the pathways opening, where we start to see that the roads that we thought we could walk, they aren't it. It isn't the ending of the tale. There's such a greater path forward for us. During this time, when we're looking at our prosperity, when we're looking at our careers, when we're looking at our wealth and ourselves, we are going to start to see roads open up that we didn't even know existed, that we didn't know we could walk. Why? Because we're coming into alignment with ourselves, and we're looking at the greed of the world and saying, you know what? Not for me. Not for me, thanks. I have better things planned. And it brings us to the Eight of Wands. It brings us to a place where things start to move fast, career-wise, passionately, observations, like we start to see things, and it's like one thing after another after another. I can move forward. I can go after this. This is what I want. This is what I need. This is who I am. The horizons start to open. When it comes to our career, when it comes to our passion, when it comes to our desire, we aren't being held back. We start to open up to these ideas. We start to open up to what we want and where it is that we want to be. We start to look at things quite differently. We start to see payoff from investments, but also payoff from believing in ourselves. And it brings us to judgment. It brings us to a place where in the public arena, we have to stop judging ourselves against everybody else and start judging ourselves off of our own happiness, our own desires, our own hearts, our own place that we want to stand and the place that we want to be. The judgment comes in and we start to see ourselves rising out of darkness, rising out of the box that we had been put in or that we placed ourselves in, saying we must conform. And now we're going to say, but why? Why can't I break the box? Why can't I go after what I want, what I need, what's important to me? Not in a selfish me sort of way, but in the way that understands that if I'm not happy, if I'm not productive, if I'm not in alignment with who I holistically am, I'm out of alignment with everything that I was put on this earth for. And then the success doesn't come. But here, we are learning that when we stop battling, when we stop saying, I'm going to fight for people to see me as successful, for me to see me as successful, to get to where it is that I want to be, I'm going to stop the fighting, reserve my energy for when it's needed. Things start to pick up and new doors open. Because I have become wiser with my energy, my tenacity, my desires, my wishes, and not fallen into baseline energy that is draining, overwhelming, and tiresome. I'm raising my energy vibration here. And that's what we're doing, Leo. We're raising our energy vibration. And we're going to start to see that paths open up. Again, that we just didn't think we could walk. We didn't think they could be ours. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that's the moon. Now, this is Pisces energy, but this is also fear. This is the subconscious and the conscious self having a bit of a battle with themselves. This is the fear of the shadows, the unknown. How do I move forward? How do I get to where it is that I want to be? Where is it that I want to be? What is it that I desire? And all of a sudden, we can think everybody else has the answers but ourselves. And so the moon calls us. The moon calls us to look at the shadows, to look at the doubts and the fears, and not let them overpower us. We also have to be very mindful of fear-mongers during this time, people who just want to feed off of our fear. They get a kick making us feel less than, making us feel overwhelmed and afraid and doubtful and tired and just like, I can't go on. And they're going to get energized from stealing our own energy and leaving us in this base level, chaotic place that we don't want to be in. So do be mindful of that here, Leo. Our subconscious chakra energy is the third eye chakra, psychic development. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuitive self. If you're attempting to embrace your intuitive power during this time, this is the time to really listen, because Spirit is speaking. Because you're going to be able to have that alignment come forward, to have that intuitive understanding guide you into a place of psychic development, into a place of spiritual development and tenacity. It leads us to our subconscious rooted self, which is the Fool. Now's the time to go down that rabbit hole. Now's the time to embrace the adventure. Not to get lost in the chaos of whatever, but it's the time to say, I get to be the hero of my tale. And every single hero is first seen as a fool. Every single hero is doubted and laughed at. And yet, when they succeed, they're revered and honored. So I go down this rabbit hole. I walk in my truth and in myself. And as I do so, people will say that I'm foolish. But I know that I'm astoundingly brave. It moves us then to our subconscious inner self, which is the Hierophant, Taurus energy. Following traditions. They're going to be important to us, but it doesn't have to be the orthodoxy of religions or the way we were raised. What it has to be is the traditions of ourselves, where if we go off script, if we, don't embrace who we are and what's intrinsically important to us, it feels like, why even bother? The Hierophant energy is also the marriage card in the major arcana. What am I married to? What is so intrinsically important to me that I vow to protect it, throughout my life. I vow to honor it throughout my life. What is it within my career, within my happiness, within my realm of financial success that is important to me? And how do I move that importance forward? It brings us to the subconscious emotional self, which is the Four of Wands, the minor arcana marriage card. So there's something here that is just a powerful, beautiful part of us that we get to celebrate. This is saying celebration. This is saying new job opportunities. This is saying to be openly and honestly you and celebrate your dreams, your wishes, your desires, your tenacity. And don't let other people have you doubt yourself or make you doubt yourself. And don't be afraid during this time to step out of the box, step out of your comfort zone, and go for it. The subconscious public arena self is strength. Once again, Leo, this is you. This is the very essence of yourself coming forward in the major arcana. Embracing your strength, embracing the beauty of your heart, the tenacity of your soul, the kindness of your being, to stand within this world and to rise to heights that people only imagine. To rise and look at the horizon and say, there's more here than meets the eye, and there's more for me than anybody knows. All right, Leo, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the beauty and the fire that is to come. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo, Leo. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo.